Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is episode 233. Back in the church room bar again. Sorry for last week. Had a lot going on. But I don't know what's on your agenda today, but I wanted to talk World Beer Cup.
World Beer Cup. Yeah. So that just happened. I only have like one other thing that's what I had to log into the website to do.
Okay.
Let's go World Beer Cup.
Let's go World Beer Cup. So the World Beer Cup just released their results, and I'll start with, while I pull up the actual results, 78% of entrants were U.S. breweries. And I wonder, do you think that's because the Europeans don't want American awards for beer because it's like because we're American?
There's so many festivals. These like Great American is the big one that I think of, but the World Cup is even like I've seen World Cup adorned on Great Lakes beers.
Yeah,
like
World Beer Cup is I think it's the big. It's like the award.
So I don't know if it's just proximity or because where was it hosted?
Good question. Let's see.
Because there was a couple of websites, and I'll carry it for a little bit. There was a couple of websites that were touting, that I've looked at beer related in the last couple of weeks that were touting their successes at the World Beer Cup.
Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee, in the big music hall. But there were a lot of notable winners.
Yeah.
That we would recognize, and a lot that weren't. I didn't notice on here. Bud Light, for example, did not win an award.
What?
So another devastating hit to Bud Light.
Yeah.
I know they were bummed out about that.
Jeez. They just threw another $1 billion into a shredder somewhere. Just this is what we're going to happen.
But what do you think? So what do you think about that 78-22% split? Do you think there's anything there? Do you think that maybe that's just a representative distribution of breweries? So I would think it would be 2/3, 1/3. So this is skewed a little bit more American heavy. It's close.
And the reason I say that is just because there's so many different brewing in the United States. Just seems there's so much more of it readily available. Yeah. As somebody that just traveled through Europe in they don't have that many beers. I mean, they'll have like 6 or 7, but it's not like going to these places that have 80 or 90 beers. Including taps and bottles. And there's multiple within 10 minutes of my house. Yeah. Within 10 minutes of your house.
Yeah, there's tons of breweries, yeah. If you live in a city, you probably have 5 to 10 breweries nearby. If you live in a rural area, I mean, you probably have one at least within 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Right? Speaking of which, 450 is now available in my hometown. People were sending me.
Yeah, very good.
That's a.
So welcome to the club of spending $40 on a 4-pack.
Yeah. The one guy, and he listens, Chuggalo Ryan. I didn't want to say because I don't want to be too much of an asshole. I'd be like, you're not going to find a coupon. He's a coupon clipper.
Nice.
We always had sweet deals growing up where it was like buy one appetizer, get 8 appetizers free or whatever. We would go somewhere and spend $10 on dinner, but everyone left engorged.
Coupons are weird. Are a weird thing for today, for this current age.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the value in a coupon is to get people interested in your product, but there's so much more benefit to the brand or the company.
Yeah.
If you don't do the coupon, I don't know what I'm saying here. Like advertising seems to make more sense than giving somebody a deal, because the amount of people who are going to see that coupon are it's like Ryan, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that get forwarded that stuff, and as long as guess you sift through your emails and have a joy in doing that. Otherwise, what's the coupon hunter or whatever you always look at, like Retail Me Not?
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. It has to be automated. I'm bad about that stuff. Like if you send me something, it's like, hey, here's a coupon, and it's like you got to print this out and cut it up. I'd rather not save the money. Fuck it.
You've lost me. The best is now going to like a store. I had this experience a couple days ago. Going to a store and with the self-checkout, people printing off coupons and then fuck it up. Like they go through a self-checkout and then they have their wad of coupons and their full cart of stuff. It's like, you should probably go. I'm a fan of having limits on those. But now this happens to be a Kroger. There's 24 self-checkouts and only 10 real checkouts, 2 of which are manned or womaned.
Right.
Occupied. But then you have the diehards in there. So I understand we're getting close to. It was like the first fully automated McDonald's opened in Fort Worth last month. Fully automated.
Yeah.
No people.
Doesn't take a lot of effort for a robot to make a burger.
But I do like coupons online, so I am an avid Honey user. It's just a plug-in on your website. It'll pop up when there's a coupon.
Chrome browser, just install the extension.
Joinhoney.com, and then they pay you at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's good. We're not sponsored by them.
Nope.
Many YouTubers are.
I want
Mr. Beast advertises.
Really, Honey?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, incentivize codes or whatever, which I will go into because I just used one this last week, beer related.
If you want a good idea that you can steal from me, make a phone app that is a barcode that you scan at the self checkout. That just all coupons.
Just tries everything.
Just tries everything.
Yeah.
Just like when you do like what's that? Maybe it's Retail Me Not, where it finds discount codes that you can type in.
Yep.
And it tells you like the percentage of people who've had success with that.
That's
recently.
Retail Me Not.
Yeah. Something like that, but none of the like, oh, check this one, check that one. Just scan my phone and just try all the coupons at once. That's what I need. Because that's how lazy I am. I'd rather just not save the money than to go through coupons. I wish I was, but I don't have the attention span for that.
Yeah, it's like those extreme couponer shows. I'm super intrigued. And there's
right.
I don't know if that's a thing anymore.
There's people who like get money back at the end of their trip.
You have $1,100 in groceries. Here's $17.
Yeah, right. But none of that stuff is. I knew a couponer when we lived in California and I was in the Navy. Somebody was a couponer that we knew, and they just had a house full of like trash.
Yeah.
Like, I bought 36 shampoos.
A lot of people.
You don't need that.
A lot of people here locally donate that stuff or donate it, resell it at the swap.
Yeah, I could see that.
The flea markets.
Yeah.
They have a booth, and then they have their 47 Pert Pluses.
That's fine. You'll never get rid of them.
That's easily a lifetime supply.
It's the same thing with like sports card. Like you might be able to sell one or two if you buy a bunch of sports cards. But you're still gonna have a shitload that sit on your shelf forever.
Did you go to the sports card and lizard amphibian show here?
I didn't know that.
I think it was on Saturday.
That was one of those.
Our Hannah's best friend's parents brought over some of the cards that they got.
Yeah.
And then an oxydontal or what, I don't know what it is. It's a little lizard.
Yeah, like a little gecko thing or something.
Yeah, you've seen it.
I know the name oxydontal or whatever.
Yeah, that's a direction, but like it's a little.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Never heard of it before. There it was, just hanging out in my house.
I have no idea how the real word is. All right. So some of the winners. Cream Ale in the cream ale category, which baffles me. Yeah. Cheetah from Rheingeist won first place.
Interesting. Cheetah. I would put that as a lower tier beer from their portfolio.
I agree. And Mother Earth did not win in that category. They did win in another category, but not in that one with Cali Cream, and that's a great beer. Yeah. If you want a good cream ale.
Did you buy more off of that? Did you buy any off that website?
I did not buy any more.
The shipping kills you on that website.
The shipping is terrible.
I sent 7 beers. It was $52. I know you didn't have the opportunity. I brought that up last week where I sent you that website.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And so Topple and Goliath I didn't see in here, but I did see New Glarus, but they did not win they won in the sour category.
Yeah, their sour program is really taking off.
Clearly they're winning. Trying to just find the couple. I looked through this entire list.
I think it was probably their Thumbprint series that probably won.
I'll let you know when I get there. It's but there's a lot of breweries that we recognize on here. I didn't see Great Lakes, but I did see Fathead won twice, I think.
Yeah. How many overall breweries? Do you know that number?
Well, I know that there were over 8,000 just U.S. So whatever 22% of that is the international.
That's bigger than Great American beer.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is the one. Streetside won for Brown Ale. They won second place, which is surprising. Highwire for Experiment. Oh yeah, Experimental was something I wanted to talk about. They did not, for experimental IPAs, they did not award a first place winner. Just second and third place. And one of those was Fruit Force IPA. Third place for experimental IPAs. Now I think that's a mistake.
No, you're thinking Juice Force.
Juice Force. Voodoo Ranger Juice Force.
Yep.
IPA.
There's a difference because there's a difference between Fruit Force and Juice Force.
Juice Force is one I liked, I believe. Highwire won for Japanese rice lager.
Juice Force is not the one you like.
No, I do not like Juice Force. I like fruit.
No, sorry. I inverted it. You don't like Fruit Force. You like Juice Force.
Yes.
Yeah, your Fruit Force was a
the one I didn't like.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, I'm confusing myself. Juice Force was the one that won the award, so I was confusing myself on that one.
Yeah, no.
Let me just
you're
find that New
copacetic
Glarus
with them.
and we can move on. I don't want to spend too much time searching here. Sierra Nevada has a win in the fruit wheat beer. As I see them, I'll just shout them out. But again, none of the guys that Occidental Brewing. What a coincidence that word would be thrown out.
Yeah, that's actual. Yeah, that's like a a direction, but this oxy whatever it'll come up.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a little. They like tap water, room temperature, not a lot of light, and they
Not
can't
a
have
lot
no
So they're introverts.
They can't. They're like betas.
Oh, Pivo won also. Remember Pivo?
That's crazy.
They won a historical beer, first place historical beer.
Yeah,
but not for the Pivo.
Yeah,
they
not
won
Pivo.
Decora Nordic Gruit.
Oh yeah, it was one of my favorite Gruits.
Oh, that's okay. Well, it would probably be one of my favorite Gruits as well then. Yeah, I'm not finding, but it was for a sour for New Glarus. I mean, this list is huge. There's over 300 awards.
I'm gonna look it up.
They had 320 awards and they only gave out 318. That's because they didn't award a first place for the experimental IPA and one other category. It was, I think, a category that there were no submissions to.
Interesting.
So they just
we could have.
Or no,
first.
it couldn't. That couldn't be the case because then there would be 3 awards that they didn't give out.
Yeah.
So it had to be just 2. But anyway, if I find that New Glarus, I'll shout it out. That way you know which all you Wisconsin listeners know which beer to go.
It's good to it's always good to outshout things.
Definitely.
You're not aware of the 2 beers that I had last week?
No.
So this is going to prompt conversation. You've already had them, so it's topical.
Oh, excellent.
I had the Illuminated War on Christmas.
Okay.
If you want it, the peanut brittle.
Uh-huh.
And then Illuminated Brew Works Mr. Bunk. And the hilariousness is I finally put all your beers in the fridge, and I did 3 sours in a row of yours, and I made shorts. I wanted not sours, so I just looked quick, and then I was thinking about it. That's why I was happy accents, because what are the odds that I would drink illuminated beer without you? It's pretty high.
Pretty high, yeah.
But the fact that I
99%.
picked 2 cans that were illuminated,
Yeah,
so I went.
random.
I got 8 minutes of material just
The
on
gods
that.
are in your favor and not in mine.
So I did give the War on Christmas a 5. That is a perfect beer. And then I gave that Mr. Monk a 3.5. So we were pretty copacetic on that.
Oh, good. What did I give the? Oh, I didn't put it in there yet.
No, you gave because I wrote it down because we did
okay.
this as a joint, but I forgot. You gave it as a 4, the peanut brittle, and then a 3.75 on the cream ale.
New Glarus's Belgian style sour first place award was Vintage 2022. That's the beer name. So I'm not sure. That
sounds like a
must be
one-off.
like
I don't
one
know
of
if I've
those
seen-
like Stegosaurus type things.
Yeah.
And there was, I thought the last thing I did forget to mention was the barley wine category.
Do you know why New Glarus was just in the news worldwide? They just had the World Euchre Championships at New Glarus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They hosted it.
It's a good thing to host it.
In New Glarus, Wisconsin, not at the brewery, but New Glarus, it's the actual name of town.
And did they pick that game because of the name Euchre or because it's just really popular in Wisconsin?
It's really popular. It's a different spelling from the last name from the sports broadcaster.
Yeah, I think I knew that, but I'm not 100% sure I did. But I just figured maybe, it's a tie.
Yep.
It's a tie-in. But the 3 barley wine winners, one of them named their beer 3 Rise Men, RYES.
Love it.
And their name, which
Punny.
I thought was even more of a pun, the name of the brewery is Reuben's Brews,
Okay.
which is like Reuben sandwich, rye bread.
Yep.
It's like, hey, great. That's it. That was all I had to say about barley wines. We don't know the other 2 breweries.
Oh God.
I can't imagine
barley wines. I'm fantastic.
Yeah, they've taken the cake.
So, my news is I spilled the bean. I did send it to you, and I told the Chuggalos last week I was debating. I finally made the leap. I did buy into the Reserve Society for
Nice.
this year.
Yeah, that's right. We did talk about it. Okay.
So I did just get the email. That's why before we went live, I was cussing up a fucking storm because I couldn't get into the website. So anyways, I don't know the 12 bottles that they're going to send me, But now I'm just looking at the bottles that only Reserve Society members can get, and it's just, I mean,
it's gonna be awesome.
They're not giving them away. Yes, they come at a discount when you do
they're
the
not
reserves.
giving them away. That's true. Oh, they're not.
No.
So you have to pay more.
Yeah.
More than the membership.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you get your 12 bottles that are picked by the portfolio, and then like they're you can get Black Tuesday's the brewery's big thing. You can get custom bottles. So like I could bequeath, like you can write them all. So on the label it has brewery, and it's like go fuck yourself, have Merry Christmas or something like that. So that's always good. But again, that that's a big beer. But like as far as allocations and stuff like that, like black cherry chocolate, like just I get
that sounds awesome.
3 emails a day. It's like, hey, this is new for you guys. Go check it out. But again, like Plum Runner, that's I'm just looking at it for the first time now.
Plum Runner, that sounds good too.
She Goat, So Radler. They actually make stuff.
Sounds like they make a lot of beer.
Oh, it's incredible. Like, and if you were in California, you wouldn't have to pay for shipping. You can just go pick it up. They'll hold it for you.
That'd be great.
Anywho,
yeah,
that was my coupon code. So if you do the Reserve Society, just put in Cheers 10 and you get 10% off. And when it's that expensive, that adds up.
Just put in Cheers 10.
Cheers 10.
Coupon code. Let's break into the beer.
Some coops.
All right, let's start with this one because this one is a holiday beer. But
that peanut, that was so. I don't care that it was May that I had that. It was amazing. It was a perfect.
Yeah.
What it should be.
Oh yeah, some of these darker beers that are supposed to be for the winter, they're fine.
You know what? I should have grabbed 2 openers. I only grabbed one like a mouth breather.
Oh, it's all right. So this beer is from Brewery Ommegang, and yes, I do have those words in the right order. They're out of Cooperstown, New York, and this is Everything Nice. Chuggalos Phil actually gifted this to me.
Speaking of Chuggalos Phil, did he buy any of his beer from Pat?
I believe all of the beer he bought was it? No,
or
he bought Barrel House. It was all Barrel House.
I went there to see Pat. They've got a couple 375s there that are $74 at Pat's.
Damn.
Like a shorty.
Wow. $75?
$75. Pat wasn't there, so I just happened to see.
I didn't see those when I went there. I went there just recently, a couple weeks ago.
I do have a surprise for next week that I picked up there, but it happened to be the last one. But yeah. Wow, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
That's a good sign. He wouldn't buy it if he wasn't moving.
He thinks customers will spend that at his store, which is great.
Yeah,
good for him. So here, you could do the honors first here. I don't know how this. Oh, you got one. All right. Yep. So let's just break this open. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Perfect opening. I think that's probably the best bottle opening we've ever done. The most in sync. Like
it's gonna be May.
It is May.
Yeah.
So, cheers. So, Everything Nice. This is a seasonal Christmas ale. Strong blonde ale with seasonal spices and natural and artificial flavor.
I would have got it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a blonde. I would have said a spiced ale.
I wouldn't have said blonde either. It's
9%. Holy shit.
We're supposed to apparently serve it at 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But
fuck off on your temperatures.
Yeah, I don't. I like cold beer. Cold beer is the best.
I've been told so many times on people listening back to the archives when we comment on temperature, because they know me, they won't throw you or Cobra under. How far I'm off on that stuff. Like beer people that keep like beer with wine in like a chiller, that it's supposed to be served at that temperature, and I was like, I want cold beer.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. This is subjective. I know that many people who've had thousands of beers think it's not. It's more an objective thing. It's not. It's subjective. We can have beer in whatever temperature we like. Now, does it release? Is there a chemical process? If there's like a chemist or some sort of, gastro...
Armchair experts like us.
What do you call them? The molecular gastronomer? If they're telling you, then maybe there's some credence behind what they're saying. But if it's just, a beer drinker, hey, great. Thanks for the tip. You could throw me under the bus too. Feel free. I mean, I'm not.
They didn't comment. They're like you.
They can though,
because I was very, very angsty early on. Not that I'm not angsty now about I want cold beer, and like Chuggalos Seth over 9,600 beers or whatever he's had now. I know he will when he brings stuff out. Sorry, Stacey. That has to sit there till he
gets like one of those like temperature guns and like reads the bottle temperature.
Not that much, but like he's timed it to like when it's supposed to be.
It's a lot of beer.
And again, I agree. I agree that some of the adjuncts and like stouts or whatever wake in at that temperature.
Oh yeah, I agree that there's probably a chemical process happening.
And then the argument goes to why spend so much money on it if you're going to ignore some of the adjuncts. Because I still, again, hopefully with you, I still appreciate a cold beer more than that.
I appreciate a cold beer, and I feel, let's add a layer to this. If you're a brewer who makes a beer that, at its peak, at its best flavor, it is supposed to be served at 46 or 50 degrees.
Yeah.
The person who disagrees with you will disagree with this. Don't sell it as a consumable at-home beer. Serve this to me at a bar or at your brewery.
Interesting.
With the right conditions. Because in my mind, I'm buying beer and all brewers are kind of... You're competing with each other in a way that should be like, this beer at the temperature of my fridge is compared to all the other beers at the temperature of my fridge. Now, you don't know the temperature of my fridge, but it's about the same as pretty much everyone else's fridge. So if you can't make your beer taste good cold, and it has... I don't know. How many people are going to go through the labor and the weight of making sure their beer is that temperature? It's not about the price point.
There's people that we know that hand dip their own bottles to make sure that they're sealed. There's people out there.
That's fine.
We're the non-pretentious guys for sure.
There's those people, but there's also the people who, I don't even know. They consider a nice fancy dinner with the family to be, a chain steakhouse, and that's Bud Light, Miller Lite kind of drinker. They're going to go buy whatever beer they want and drink it if they can afford it, because they can. A lot of those people, it's not about the steakhouse. It's about they can afford better, but they choose not to. So they can afford good beer, and they're like, well, fuck it. If it's a good beer, it'll be good cold. That's what some people think. And I think, if I'm going to spend a lot of money on a beer, this is I'm going to contradict myself in some ways, but it'll all come full circle here. If I'm going to spend a lot of money on a beer that needs to be 50 degrees, then I want that to be served to me. I know that's a contradiction because I'm going to buy it anyway in the bottle, and I'm going to drink it cold though. But if you want me to drink it at 50 degrees, you're going to have to make me drink it at 50 degrees.
It's not my style, but to drink it at different temperatures to wait, but then it takes some of the pleasure out of just having this, like if I have a thermometer sticking there or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Plus then it warms up as you hold it in your hand or whatever like that. Like, is it only at that perfect when it's 58? Do you lose out on the lower ambient temperature adjuncts when it's higher? I don't know. These are things where probably a Chuggalos Phil question,
Well, he's gonna side with your friend.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna side with the process, and that's fine.
I do trust him. I just prefer cold beer.
Yeah, I prefer cold beer too, but I'm not opposed to drinking a beer at 50 degrees.
Yeah.
I just don't want to wait for it to get that warm.
I've
had the Christmas ales before warm.
Yeah.
And I don't like them.
I still think it's a better business plan to have your restaurant called cold beer and cheeseburgers and not warm beer and rice cakes.
Definitely.
Or lettuce wraps.
Or warm beer and hot dogs or something.
Or warm beer and hot dogs. Some quality hot dogs out there.
There are good hot dogs out there.
I'm on the Ommegang website right now. It's just ommegang.com. OMMEGA.
I can't wait for you to check out the next website.
NG. It's nice because they play like an idyllic, just as it's just loading Flash or whatever like that, but like idyllic, when JT went there many moons ago or whatever, it's probably exactly what he saw, like their hops, their vineyard or whatever. It looks like just a big dairy farm operation out in the middle of a forest.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it plays for, I'm still watching it like 45 seconds. This is the idyllic shit. They've put a lot of money into it. It's not like a lot of these websites that we look at where it's a catchphrase, and then it's their menu. I like those websites that do just get down to business, but like I can learn about us brewing history. Our people joined the team. Yeah. Again, brewing history, and they only opened in '97. So one of the OGs of craft beer, but not like Sierra Nevada or Dogfish Head.
I'm not sure the name recognition outside, because I've been there, and so I don't like. To me, it's top of mind, but I don't know what their brand recognition is outside of our circle.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's pretty low. But they're a major player. I mean, if you look at the website and you see the high production value of their videos and stuff, and they had a early license to Game of Thrones.
That's where people know them.
So they made a lot of money
on up that. There.
Oh yeah.
But again, I'm in JT's group. So outside of that, but yeah, Game of Thrones, the fact that they brewed above and beyond, and Game of Thrones was very protective of their licensing early on. Now it's everyone. Now they're going to make another spin-off series, but the hallmark of Ommegang is the Belgian style, which is very traditional. It's not German purity laws, rather it's Trappists and some of that farmhouse funk that you expect from that. Rather than the lagering and the Pilsner that you would get further to the east in Germany, Czechoslovakia, and Australia. But this has that Belgian signature on it.
Yeah, it definitely does. And they also, when I was there, they had a lot of, I would call them probably like pretentious sours. Things like at Urban Artifact, they had the dinosaur series of beer, Stegosaurus, Pterodactyl, whatever, that were aged sours. They were mostly high-end types of fruits or cherries that were aged in barrels. That's similar with Ommegang. They had like a cherry sour that was aged in a barrel, of course, and that's what I remember most about.
I love the Stegosaurus story, and can you say with high confidence when that Bobo was? What year it was? It was the second
with high
Bobo.
Confidence? It had to be like 18.
18 or 19, so the first Bobo was 17.
Okay.
Right? Ish.
Yes.
It was either 18
we're
or
in
19.
The area, yeah.
18 or 19,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The fact that we had to agree to buy a $22 bottle.
Right.
And now we would...
now one of us would fight to buy it for everyone, yeah.
In 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
But we were using community funds for the first portion of that.
Yeah.
Not that we would.
True,
still.
but there's been leaps made.
Yeah, there have been leaps made.
A $22 bottle doesn't pucker our buttholes now.
No.
Then it did.
Then I remember we made a big deal about it.
Like, oh, come on, guys. And I remember the price point was $20, and the guy was like, do you really want to buy this? It was $22. I remember it vividly.
They probably don't ask people that now.
No,
they probably all their beers $22.
Because in something, this is what I was telling my my good friend's little kid, Pokemon cards. Mm-hmm. Geeks have the money now. Geeks, nerds,
geeks
whatever.
Have the money.
Like memorabilia. The memorabilia market. There's a reason since COVID, the memorabilia market has gone up 450%.
Yeah,
it's because we have the money now.
So we got the money. That's right.
$22 on that bottle. It will be one of those facts that just resonate with me 60 years into this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's not an expensive.
When we're buying like a 40 of Miller Lite for $22,
and that was like their exclusive series.
That was
like that. Like it wasn't just us; it was them too. Everything about it was like this beer has a mystique about it. It's $22. That's expensive for a single beer.
Yeah.
Share it. This is like it was a big deal, but now it's not.
Yeah. So,
but Ommegang does that similar type of thing with their fruited beers. They're not just like $4.50 where they're like, let's make a circus beer and everyone will laugh about it.
Yeah, like a production or whatever. Everything goes. Nothing sits for very long. They turn everything. Nothing's going to be, prove me wrong, but nothing's going to be barrel aged or whatever on their own flagship. They might partner with other people and bring some of that funk to town, but. I specifically about this beer. So again, with Ommegang, their history, knowing that Three Philosophers is their big hallmark. A lot of Belgian. I get that from that on the nose immediately when we cracked these, knowing that it was a holiday ale. So I was influenced a little bit. I would not have been able to tell you it was a blonde.
Yeah.
Rather, I would have thought it was a spiced ale because it's got some of that herbaceousness on the nose and the top of the palate. This is accurate. So again, it's nice having holiday beers back to back. I don't care if it's May. It doesn't sully what this beer offers. I think it's like a bouquet of like 3 or 4. It's complex in the balance and what it offers. I appreciate that. This beer just isn't for me. Off the top rope. And this wouldn't matter. Yeah, I can put the Christmas mindset on. Off the top rope, I give this a 3.75.
More generous than I think I'll be. The Christmas spices are commonplace in these beers, and I don't think there's anything unique about this one. I don't really know. So balance is the good word, because I think this is probably the most balanced Christmas ale I've had, where the beer and those Christmas spices they level each other out, whereas most of the time it's one or the other. Yeah. And it's off-putting. But I don't know that I don't know what else you could add to this beer that would offset those Christmas spices, or make them like could you make like a chocolate version of this beer?
More pictures
maybe.
There we go.
And then would that give, like, the cocoa or cacao or whatever, would it give the Christmas spices a little sweetness or maybe bitterness to make it not so potpourri-ish? It's not potpourri in the traditional, like, grandma's potpourri sense. It's just got this earthy spice to it that it just lingers, and it's all in the breath, so much in the breath, and it's like, man, I'm never going to get rid of this flavor. That's I'm in the same category as you. I don't like that. It's not for me, this Christmas style ale. I've perused my Untapped before, and I noticed I had given a Mad Elf a 5 at one point. But I remember having that Mad Elf. I was already several beers in.
It was the coldest beer you've ever had.
It was
probably
not room
super
temperature,
cold,
and it was like, wow, this is really good. But I don't know what else was on my palate at the time. And I remember having a Mad Elf, I think last year or 21, and I was like, this fucking sucks. This beer is terrible. And it's not that the beer's terrible. It's that I don't like it. It's not for me. This beer also not for me, although I do think it's, of the Christmas ales, it's the most balanced. This is a limited release, and unfortunately, I'm just not expert enough on this style to tell you what's limited about it, and if that limited attribute makes this better than other Christmas ales. It is May, but I don't think that hinders the flavor.
It doesn't. It's too big.
It's too early.
Yeah, it's too big where it wouldn't have turned on that 9%.
It is 9%, which I don't think that's common of the Christmas sales to be that high.
Nope, that's definitely a leap.
Yeah. So it says best by September 13th, 2024. So we're good. We're well within that range.
Could have aged it.
Could have aged it a little more, yeah. It's just not for me. I don't want this beer, and I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
It's interesting.
I'm sure they did a great job. Like, someone who likes this might give it a higher score.
There's 2 things that you said that really resonate with me on this one. The potpourri.
Yeah.
And one thing that I discovered with that is potpourri, and how it leaves my mouth is when I was younger, and treat. We always had food. Mm-hmm. But if you ever, Chuggalos, if you ever have a kid that's like 5 to 15, they don't always want the food that you're willing to prepare. So I had like snack food insecurities. So anytime I saw something like my brother has eaten sticks of butter or like bouillon cubes, thinking it's you thinking it's candy.
Yeah.
I've also thought that bouillon cubes was candy. So one of the things, I've eaten potpourri before thinking it was candy. Like, it's just sitting in a bowl.
Too, yeah.
And that drying, how much it's like, I've also had deodorant in my mouth. I think deodorant is number 1 for like just sucking the sweat out of, or the moisture out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Potpourri's number 2.
Well, that's its job.
And the big flavor profile on this is 100%. You're gonna ask. We're gonna put a name to it. It's clove. It's 100%.
It's clove, right?
It's a clove. when you're younger,
much.
because we're kids of a certain age. Clove cigarettes were a thing. Like when we were far younger. Like I have an older sibling. Like she didn't smoke clove cigarettes, but people she knew smoked clove cigarettes. So I had access to clove cigarettes if I wanted them.
Yeah. Now, I don't know where this beer came from, whether I bought it or not.
So next beer, JT shoplifted a beer.
Should
we say
can't
that?
remember if I was
Shoplifted?
gifted this beer or if I bought it. Now I feel like I bought it because of what it is.
God help you if this is a Stev beer and you don't.
Yeah, like if this is, but I had all 4 of them in my fridge, and that's not common for a beer that's gifted to me. So I feel like I bought this beer, but I don't remember doing that, which is weird for me because usually when I get home with beer I buy for the podcast, I put it in a certain spot and I remember it. But there was, I think like the shuffling of the carriage house when my office wasn't out there yet and there was construction going on. I think that's
plus the 6 months of me being gone.
That end of last summer I think is when I bought this beer. And it was in my fridge for a while because I saw it was in the fridge that's in my garage, and I was like, I don't remember
the first floor,
the first floor.
Yeah, not the carriage house. Okay.
And I was like, where did this beer come from? I'm not going to drink this because I need to figure this out. Well, that's why it's May now. The end of last summer to now.
So how long has this been in your fridge?
Likely since September, maybe August, September.
So
last year.
The electricity spent on this beer has aged it well. You know, because like I keep a cellar. Yeah. That's not.
But I don't think
for.
You cellar this beer. I mean, I wouldn't. It's a hazy double IPA with 100% incognito Citra hops. Now, the reason why I went into that much detail is because the reason why it did sit in my fridge for that long was because I thought eventually I would find out where this beer came from.
Holy shit.
In that time, you'd been gone, and I'd have...
Since you've been gone!
I've had Randy Orton, Stev, and Svil over, and none of them mentioned this beer. So, if you did provide this beer for me, let me know. If not, then I bought it. But I feel like I bought it because of the art. But again, I have no idea.
Your mom took the opportunity to welcome me back.
Oh yeah.
In the comments of our triumphant return back after 6 months of not recording.
And that reminds me, Happy Mother's Day to all the Chuggalo moms out there.
That's important.
Yeah, it was Mother's
Day to all the Chuggalo moms and to our wives who are also moms and put up with this.
They
nonsense.
are also moms. Yeah, it's like what's worse, me or the kids? Probably me. Because I'll turn on a dime.
My wife will tell you that she has 3 kids.
Yeah.
One just happens to make much poorer decisions than the other ones.
They're not able to make poor decisions yet. Their decisions are all quality checked.
Yeah.
She
would like to quality check mine.
I'm sure, yeah, but as an adult, you're able to make those calls.
Yeah.
Mason Aleworks is the brewer. It's a 10.5%. It's actually called Nightmare Water, and it is a hazy dippa. 10.5%. You ready? See if it's primed. It's half primed.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Man, two.
Wow,
today. That was perfect.
That deserves a high five.
So hazy dippa, obviously. So I've been doing my damnedest to get. Obviously, I don't remember if I bought this beer, but future beers. I've been trying to buy more whippas because I want to go out of my comfort zone and into yours and see how if we can start to align.
Yeah, if you can find them, let me know.
But yeah, they're hard to find. Like Pat at Hall's Corner. Which would be great, even if he doesn't pay us a single dime or penny. To just say we were sponsored by Pat, I'd do it for free.
Yeah, just next time we go in there, hey, will you sponsor us? Yeah. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That can be dangerous to agree to stuff like that, though. Yeah, so Pat, he only had like 2 whippas maybe last time I was in there. So Nightmare Water. Wow, 10.5%. Probably should have done the Christmas beer first. But Mason, I was excited. I went to their website before, and I thought that the introduction of the crew was the best part of their website. So I hope you see that. and can comment on it. But yeah, I've already forgotten where they're out of because I've spent too much time looking at that one thing.
Riverside, California.
Riverside, California. Okay, I've been to Riverside, California.
Oh, they do 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, two truths and a lie, exactly.
I did that in my office where I was in the dry location. I met up with a couple of people that gave me big hugs when I returned to work, and they're like, we love the dry location. I go, you and you alone. But then there was multiple people that said that.
The dry location?
Yeah, that was the name of the episode I did.
Oh.
It was called The Dry Location.
2 truths and a lie. Do you like that game? I don't.
I did because I played it and I gave other people. I was like, come up, let's make this. So this is homework because you overlap with people, and I go, come up with an idea or 2 truths and a lie. And the gal that ended up winning, hers were really good. But again, you just the best is when you mold the truth or bump the truth a little bit, so you just change like a number or whatever. Like my trivia question today at work was true or false. Sean Connery was James Bond in 7 different movies.
False.
Yeah, it's true. And the reason I changed it, I did originally write it for 8, and I guess more people are going to take the other rather than being it.
He was in 7?
7 James Bond. Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that. That seems like a lot.
But yeah, so their website, MasonAleworks.com, and again, so I just scrolled down. It's all on the same page. I mean, there's other, but what JT got excited about and what I got. Play games with me on your website. It's very Pittsburgh Steeler color-esque, even though it's out of Oceanside, not Riverside, Oceanside, California.
Oh, Oceanside.
That makes a big difference, right? Oceanside and Riverside?
Yeah. Oceanside is San Diego.
I because this is the first time that we've done them, I want to give them their due diligence. So I'm just going to read a short synopsis. We were originally established 2015 in Oceanside by the team behind one of San Diego's premier craft beer hospitality groups. Armed with years of knowledge from serving the finest ales and lagers in the country to their guests, Mason was crafted from the ground up to offer the very best San Diego has to offer. A refreshing Mexican-style lager to quench your thirst, which remind me to say a Stev comment after I get done with this. A precisely balanced West Coast IPA and a crisp summer night, and a revolving team of juicy bomb hazy IPAs that rival some of the best money can buy.
Wow.
Always eager to try something new, Mason brews over 100 different beers each year, so you always see us pushing boundaries.
Pushing boundaries.
Craft Built, that's their...
Craft Built.
Okay, so now I think that I've had Mason before. I'm just going to look it up. So anyways...
Yeah, I think they're pretty popular. You can get this in Ohio.
Mason... I haven't.
Oceanside, California is actually where I had my first Cali Cream and Mother Earth Brewery beer.
I'm
Great
glad
little town. Oceanside's a good town. I like that town.
Surfer town or just...
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. It's a little north of San Diego, approaching Camp Pendleton. I don't know if it goes to Camp Pendleton or if it's like kind of getting there. But it's I don't know if it's a surfer town actually because it's Oceanside. This means it's on the side of the ocean.
You did it.
But I don't know what beaches are there. I can't actually recall one. So someone from California will have to chime in and reveal if it's a surfer town.
So that's MasonAleworks.com. And again, meet Team Mason, and they have it 2 truths and a lie. And it's like a cartoon idealized. It's very realist, but it's obviously a cartoon, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. So, I don't know. You want to go first on this?
Yes.
I finally have a can art boner segment worth doing.
So you're going to do a can art boner segment.
It's been a while. It's been a few weeks.
I thought, maybe...
But I haven't really... I mean, in some sense, I've forgotten. But also, the can art hasn't been memorable.
So it's only worth...
I think it's probably time to stop doing them for cans that I just go, well, there's font on it.
Yeah, the Ommegang is, just pretty much says beer on it.
Yeah.
I can go off the top with this.
All right.
So this beer, I got excited when he said Citra. When JT said Citra, I
did say
one more memory taste for me.
That's true. I did say that.
The Stev comment that I wanted to make is because we did this 2 weeks ago when we were together.
Oh yeah, there's a Stev comment.
Stev said that he can tell, and this would be a fun game to play with Stev when we become a big show and he's the producer. What is the ABV of the beers that Matt and JT have had? Because he can tell with high confidence. My words, not his. When we've had a double digit, when we've had a monster.
Oh, he can?
Because the podcast goes off the rails.
Oh, I could see that.
There's some value
we
in
go
that.
off the rails a lot, but it might be more off the rails.
Yeah. So he said with high confidence that he can tell.
So next time next time we have him on,
yep,
we'll pick beer at random, but we won't reveal the ABV. And at the end of the episode, we'll ask him what he thinks the ABVs were.
Well, I think he says he can tell when we have it. I don't know if he can tell. I don't know if he's a hydrometer.
That's true. Maybe we shouldn't have him drink the beer then.
Maybe we should just do a blind taste test with Stev and have Stev do it. Like we'll wrap them in a paper towel.
Like our level of off the rails. That's the thing. We go off the rails.
Every
episode.
But again, we make Stev say what, and we give him a range. Next time Stev's on, let's deconflict. Let's get him on in June. I haven't seen him.
His marker isn't the taste. It's how much we go off the rails.
I know, but I want to flip this on its side and make him. Yeah. And be like, who's off the rails now?
Yeah. The episode that I did with Stev in his house.
Yeah.
That one went way off the rails.
Yeah.
We were doing some pretty high alcohol stuff there.
And that was longer too. They go longer. Yeah, they go longer when when you've had higher stuff. That's true. Okay. So anyways, a future show opportunity that we're going to do because I haven't seen Stev in a long time. Yeah. Anyways, off the top rope, the age on this beer, I'm not going to hold that against it. So we always accuse beers of hiding the alcohol or, making the proclamation that the beer hides the alcohol really well. Yeah. This beer does not.
It's not an accusation.
This beer could be a 15% beer for all I know. I've tasted smoother hydrogen peroxide than with this beer.
Taste this. Same?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not bourbon, it's not hard booze or anything like that, but there's definitely it doesn't hide it well, and that's fine. Yours is warming up a little bit. This is still super cold.
My can's cold, but I've been holding this glass in my warm hand.
So I got excited that it was a Citra. I can taste the haze. It's a slight haze because the clarifying agent or whatever that they used in it cleaned it up a little bit. It doesn't hide the booze, but that's fine. Sometimes you want to be reminded of that. Hey, it's a beer. Like you're not drinking perfume or potpourri juice or something like that.
Yeah, no potpourri juice.
This is not my jam, and that's okay. There can be misses too. It's a one note alcohol catastrophe. Off the top rope, I'm going. Sorry, Stacey, 275.
Wow. So I agree with everything except the last word, catastrophe. Let me do the can art.
This is important.
Can art bonus segment brought to you by Chuggalos Phil.
There might be a new rule for the podcast. You can't go over like 20% because right now you're encroaching. Like I like it. I will go. Maybe
that's a good point. I did not plan that.
No.
That was an accident.
No. I don't have any words.
Yeah, we're going. You're right.
Let's make the rule.
That's
45% combined. You can't go over 45% combined.
We'll never get to that.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Yeah. Yeah, we're at 19.5 right now. So can our bonus segment for Nightmare Water. It is a skull that does still have some of its bio material.
No, because
eyeballs.
bone is bio still.
Is it still?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it still has some of its organic material.
Soft tissue.
Well, I guess
bone
is organic. So.
Soft
tissue stuff. Eyeballs.
I'm going to look at it now.
Things like that.
What the fuck?
And it also has a water faucet coming out of the forehead, which you saw when I spun the can for the camera. The skull is also cut at the top so that it could be used as like sort of a punch bowl thing. The only thing here is that there's a disconnect between the eyeball that has been pulled out and the of the eye socket. The eye socket should be literally just gushing water because there's no wall in the back of the eye socket. So that's something. But even in the faucet, what's dripping down, there's 2 eyeballs looking out of the water, which is interesting. And it's cool. It definitely catches your eye. There's like a Grim Reaper bathing in the skull. So he's got the Grim Reaper mask, but his bony hands and legs are hanging out of the skull, and he's got a Reaper in his hands. I've always wanted to try using a Reaper. Have you ever used a Reaper?
Scythe.
A manual scythe?
Yeah.
You've used one?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does it work well?
It does, but you have to get a motion to it to get do like wheat or like long grass or whatever. There's definitely an art form to it, and you have to always make sure it's sharp.
So there you have it. That's the Can Art Bunner segment brought to you by Chuggalos Phil. I agree with everything you said except for the catastrophe. It is a one-note beer. The hoppiness is muted by everything else. But I do feel like this beer has a sweetness to it that's kind of like, since I've learned a little bit about the brewing process, I feel it's the equivalent of leaving it in the oven too long. The fermentation, or too little, actually, in this case. I feel like it's so sweet that maybe it was supposed to sit longer and ferment more, turn some of that sugar into alcohol, but there's 10.5% and it's still this sweet. That seems weird. It's a pretty sweet beer. Now with the Christmas ale on the palate, I thought this beer has no flavor. But as I have had more of it, I realize it does have flavor. It's a muted bitterness. There's a little bit of alcohol. I don't feel like the alcohol is as prominent as you do, which is why I had you taste this. I feel like it's pretty muted. It's a very smooth beer. There's almost no carbonation at all, or there really isn't any carbonation. I didn't taste any. I think carbonation would help this beer a lot because it's really forgettable. The only thing that I can say is that it does have the properties of a hazy, kind of juicy beer. But otherwise, it's just a mediocre flavored beer that doesn't do anything for me. But that's what a Dippo would be, I guess. But you could amp the hops up.
Yeah.
You could really amp the hops up. So maybe like a double IPA, double dry hop, or double hopped, whatever. You know, add some hops to this thing. They have to be dry hops? I don't know. I give this beer, you're at 2.75?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was already in the 3s with this beer just because I feel like it's unintrusive. It doesn't bother me. It just doesn't do anything great for me. I'm at a 3.25 on this beer.
It's an attack on my palate.
Wow. See, I'm the opposite. I don't feel like that. I do like the can art. The can art's what made me buy it. So let that be a lesson to you.
So now you're claiming it. Oh, I can't wait for like Chuggalo Mom or something to say that she bought it.
Oh yeah, well the can art would be what I would have bought,
okay.
what I would have used if I bought this, which I think I might have. If it was the can art that did it. If it was Chuggalo Mom.
If you bought this,
then it was also the can art.
And claim it down below, I will bequeath you beer. I will send.
But what if they claim it and there's no proof?
No, because we have an honest fan base.
We do have an honest fan base.
Who
bought this beer for me?
It's not going to be.
Was it me?
It's not going to be Chuggalo Dr.
I'm truly saddened that I'm at the point now where I have so much beer in my fridge that I can't remember which ones I bought.
It's such a good problem.
It's such a great problem. I mean, it's an awesome problem. But I'm disappointed if someone bought this for me that I couldn't outshout them.
So, true story. But if it's yours and you did, I will reciprocate you.
Don't reciprocate.
No, I'm going to. I don't. He will tell. I will take care of it.
Oh no! I mean, we'll go in.
So the 20% rule, I think I'm gonna break. I don't know. I know one beer. I don't have a lot of breathing room with the other beer. So next week we're gonna have a Trippa. And the other beer I bought in February specifically, it's a bomber. So it's not gonna be. It's gonna be a bigger day.
That's a big day. So as we learned, I don't know if you knew this already. You probably did.
Yeah, hit me with it.
But Phil had educated me a lot on beer.
Yep.
While you were gone. Like a triple IPA is going to be triple malted.
Yep.
Whereas a triple dry hopped, a TD, H? Is that really do they have those?
I don't know.
That would be triple hopped. There are triple hops and there are triples. Triple, not a triple. Maybe I'll use double because triple is complicated with all the other triple type beers there are.
Yeah. Or and
double
there's
dry
the
hopped.
Tripel, not
right.
triple.
That's what I meant, Tripel. But I don't want to confuse people, so let's go with double. Double IPA is going to be double malted. A double dry hopped or a double hopped beer is going to be hopped twice.
Yeah. Which
is going to be more bitter, but same booze level.
That's why I love DDHs, double dry hops. Yeah.
You can still get your 6 to 7% with a lot of hops, but if you get a double like this one, a double IPA, now we're talking about a 10% beer.
Yeah.
And that was something that I learned.
The Trippa we're gonna have is the community standard. I've never seen this beer out in the wild.
You said triple IPA.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's gonna be tough.
I've never seen it out in the wild.
Really?
I've never seen it.
But it's something you'd heard of because you.
Oh yeah, it's all over the place. Yeah,
it's
all over the beer geeks groups.
Okay.
I just happen to.
Is there a triple? I won't even.
I don't know any more than that. I just know the name. And then the other one's a bomber. So maybe
King Sue was a double.
Maybe I have to break him up.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to start guessing.
Seismic Sue is a Trippa.
So there is a Sue version of triples.
Yeah. Wow. Seismic Sue. Because King Sue's the double. I think Seismic. There's so many. Then there's the double dry hopped Sue.
Oh, I didn't know that either. What is that?
Because it goes.
Is that just pseudo
silver, yellow.
Oh, the colors mean something.
Yeah.
Damn.
Again,
says the can art guy.
Yeah. That's how I buy it.
I thought it was pseudo Sue is, pseudo is just another word for saying fake.
Yeah.
And then King Sue was that's going to be one level higher than pseudo Sue.
Yeah.
So what's higher than a king? God.
I think the Seismic is a Trippa.
Seismic. That's a good word.
And the king is a double. Anyway,
king's double for sure.
Do you think that we have another drink along with us in us to do I think that was fun the last time we did it.
Yeah, it was fun.
People lost their shit on Svill.
I think we have it in us for sure.
People ask about Svill all
I
the
think
time.
we need to have.
And that's not me. It's I have no relation.
Annual summer thing to kind of mirror the Advent calendar. Something we can build up to.
I agree.
And anticipate.
It's not planned. This is all spitball.
Yeah, we're just spitballing here. I think we need to have a summer event. We thought about doing 2 Advent calendars a year, but that would be the coordination just for the one is a lot of work.
I showed so many people
daily
the trunk. Yeah. Just even in the last week of you going like this, that picture, right? Of you over the table. I mean, you know the picture, right? I've shown it.
I think so.
In their
at Barrel House?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people will accuse me or us of doing multiple videos in a day, and it's not true. Doing a video every day, it's a lot of coordination.
I don't want to drink anymore.
There's so much shit going on in our lives that this podcast we plan. So this is set. But outside of that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's like, it's all different. So doing a episode a day is a lot. So I don't think we do an advent calendar in the summer, but I think a drink along would be a really good summer activity. Oh yeah, I did not remember that picture.
It's one of my. I'm not camera on camera.
I think that was the moment where we were trying.
Almost an hour.
Man,
look at that picture.
If you're an out of towner. And you're thinking, like, I want to do some Brew Crew thing.
Yeah.
The Advent Calendar is by far the single best event we do all year. Yeah. It is so much fun. And I imagine that...
We typically do it on Veterans Day, so...
Yeah. The more participation we get, the longer we might stay at Barrel House. Now, this year, they had another event happening that night. Which I was insulted
It was their pajama party.
I was insulted. It should be Brew Crew Day.
But by the way, I have video of the pajama day. So Veterans Day this year is on the 11th. So we will do.
It's always on the 11th, I think, isn't it?
Right. So it's on Saturday. Sorry, we're gonna do it on the Friday. We'll do it on the day before. So
we gotta take it down.
The Advent calendar build will be on the 10th.
Excellent. It's gonna be awesome.
It's just a great way. It's just a great hallmark.
Just a fun day.
So the reason I like to drink along is because we're all in the safety of our own houses. I know I go off. It'd be fun to do it in person. It's tough to coordinate. I'm maybe making excuses. It's nice to be able to sit at my computer, know that everyone's safe, and then just like sit there. And the couple of times that we have done it, the one time we failed.
Well, yeah, there's a failure.
Beautifully. But the one successful time, I just remember being, and I watch like Twitch streamers and stuff like that, and like when people, it's just nice seeing the comments and stuff like that. Like, I just get, and if we're in the same place, like that works too. But like, everyone having a good time, an overly good time, and like, they can just walk to their bedroom or whatever like that. But again, that's something we have to work on. Like, I have a couple of Fridays coming up that would work. Because I think a Friday would work.
A Friday would be great, yeah.
Friday
would be great.
A little bit
we could
later.
drink. Phil had expressed he's worried, what if someone from my work sees these episodes? And I was like, let me tell you something about this podcast. No one at your work is going to see this.
Yeah, no.
So if you're from Phil's work...
I did consider this early on in the podcast, yeah.
Welcome, yeah. Don't worry.
We changed the name.
We did change the name.
By the way, that came up. Remind me, we have to unrecord for that.
Oh, we got to unrecord for that.
The name did come up again.
Yeah, when you get your analytics on YouTube, it's just crazy how many people search for things like that on YouTube. Like, it's YouTube. It's YouTube, people. Come on. Like, I think the people who are searching for that on YouTube are old enough and experienced in life enough to know that you're not going to find what you're looking for on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
You're going to go elsewhere.
Yeah. Stop looking for it on YouTube.
I'm excited. We've laid the foundation potentially for another drink along on YouTube. I've played along, especially with the bequeathment of beer that JT gave me about starting a Twitch channel, just having a couple of shorts. But that's usually Twitch goes longer because it's not against terms of service or whatever to drink on camera. Other people do it. Just the quality of, especially when you're drinking over 4 or 6 hours, the quality of content goes down a little bit. That's why a lot of people don't do it. But yeah, there's some meat on this bone. I also, if you are, because I am lost in the sauce, if you are a podcast expert, I have money. I want to buy equipment. I want to buy a little soundboard that JT, we're going to go on separate channels, everything like that. I want to make it so it's not, we don't have to edit it, but it's like this, and we both have like,
yeah, we can play.
Like we have those like,
yeah. We could play the sound that's like when this weekend Trump said that the lady that sued him had a cat named Vagina, and the way he said it was so good. I wish I could capture it in a soundbite and play it constantly.
I've looked at these packages or whatever.
Vagina.
Like, I'm willing to spend money and set it up here in the church.
Yeah, I'm willing as well.
I just want to know what to do. Like, we're a single camera, single mic. I'm willing to go dual channel. You know, the mics are relatively cheap. We can get the booms and stuff like that.
Yeah, more mics.
That's fine. You know, make it exportable. The soundboards or whatever. I just want to be told what to buy. That's all I want. And I will give somebody a buyer's fee, or a finder's fee.
If you're a podcast expert, please help
and you're
consult
listening,
us.
please consult. We're willing.
$10.99.
$10.99. I will pay you under the table. I've got Venmo now. That's how.
Oh wow.
That's how I know that I'm serious.
Look at
because
him.
otherwise I'm PayPal. But that's it. That's all I've got for this one. Stev, are you open to the challenge? The ABV challenge.
Yep. Stev, are you open for the challenge? I echo that. That's it. That's all I got.
That's the ABV challenge. We're gonna wrap them. You know you're gonna get good beards because I'm gonna pull stuff from the cellar.
So just to get this straight, you want him to taste it and guess the ABV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, I thought we wanted him to guess based on our behavior.
Yeah, we could do that too. Both.
We could do both.
That's why he's going to be the producer. But I want to be producer Stev challenge. Mm-hmm. Guess the ABV, and he gets 4 to 6. He gets a 3% range.
Yeah.
And if he's off,
3%,
there's
that's a lot. That's a big gimme.
If he's off, there's a punishment. Like he has to drink like a Budweiser Clamato or something like that. We'll come up with not the whole thing, but he has to take a shot
Malort.
glass of it.
Malort.
Yeah, Malort. We'll come up with a punishment.
Oh, do you know Malort, Stev?
Yep.
Let us know in the comments.
Look it up.
Because you will.
You're going to be very familiar with it.
Yeah. That's it. That's episode 233. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you're a podcast expert, let us know. We'll reach out.
Please.
Bye.